So the sad thing is we missed half this recording, but we're going to get the other half. So no, I just started that book myself, exactly what to say. I've read the original and now I'm reading the one for real estate agents, which is pretty fantastic. So you're absolutely right that it's questions to how to start conversations. The funny thing is it goes a long line with everything we teach in Keller Williams and the conversations we have and the scripts we have. You can see the technology in it. It's just not a jumble of words. It's designed to gain agreement quicker. It's designed to break down barriers and walls. So the one thing I can challenge people to be different. When you all got on the call today, what did I say?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Oh.
Why?
Because it's different.
Because it caught our attention.
It caught your attention and made you start talking.
You said we were good looking too.
Yeah.
He did.
You want to know how I'm good looking?
I always respond to that.
No, but that's the thing. Be different. When someone says, "How you doing?" Don't just say, "I'm good. I'm all right. I'm doing well." Mike, how you doing?
Doing pretty good. How you doing?
Answer back. Ricky, how you doing?
Doing all right. How about you?
I'm good.
So I have a question, Dan. Then
Yes,
I'm feeling pretty stupid right now because I made I always do this. I make really good friends with my baristas because coffee is my blood. And
Baristas know everybody.
And so I made friends with the barista down here at Starbucks, and to the point that he's reading books that I'm recommending to him. And I'm thinking, oh my gosh, how it just popped into my head. Like, oh my gosh, why haven't I have no idea. It's just not something that comes to me normally about introducing what I do, I guess.
And this is why we have these calls. You're not alone, Tess. You're the third smartest person on this call.
I'm not even gonna go there.
I'm the first.
Am I one of the other two? Again, I will teach you how to think and act differently and speak differently, to engage differently. But when you're on these masterminds and you're on these group calls that we do, I want you to look around and put your if you can thing on gallery view so you can see everybody's face and see the interaction and see the head nods and see the smiling and see the head shaking and like, wow, he's dumb. He said
I do that all the time. I keep it on gallery view.
Yeah, I don't need to hear you to know what you said based on just your eyes and face. Like I wish you guys just watch Laura Ludwig. Her facial expressions are on point. They are. Like that's the thing. But you learn this from people, and you're going to learn more of that. So learn from others. Pay attention to the subtleties and things. Force yourself out of the world that you're typically in, and that's your bubble. Your bubble has gotten you this far in life, and that's great because you're here. You're in front of me. You're with us as Keller Williams. You're with us as a family.
We're in a bubble.
That's where you're supposed to be. You're in the bubble. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to expand your bubble. Your bubbles are nice.
Bubbles.
I like
Bubbles are nice.
Bubbles.
Really wish I was chewing bubble gum right now.
Pop the bubble.
Hey, Tess,
Who said that?
don't forget, Tess, what Dan always told us to go out and as we're talking to people, it's just a friend that you hadn't met before. So
Yes.
keep that in mind, like your barista. And another thing with mindset, I found myself this week saying, I'm tired. My kids have me pegged with these bold laws, and they said, well, if you say so, you know, I just gotta wait. But if we tell ourselves that, if you respond by saying, if you say so, I don't know if anybody remembers that from bold, but
I remember that.
You are like your cells eavesdrop on your thoughts. Like how you think is how you feel.
Yeah, that's true. That's
very
true.
That's part of
And,
the CD, do.
You know, Big Dan, I just have a word. the thing it is, sometimes we are afraid to express, to say, hey, I'm doing real estate. I'm trying to help people. Will you please help me to reach out to people so that I can help them? I was really amazed that when I speak to people, they're really curious. They want to help me. And now I'm having a network of pastors from Africa and some friends, and I target some influential people. And sometimes I'm getting calls from people, hey, I've been reached out by this pastor, I have been reached out by this person, hey, you're doing real estate, can we sit together and see if you can help me? Oh my God, I have been amazed and kind of really say, really? That's why we need to express, hey, can you help me to reach out people? Just, we need to kick away the shyness inside of us. Just reach out to people, and especially people who have influence. That could be very, very helpful to our businesses.
So let's talk about that. Your sphere of influence. What is your sphere of influence? Doreen, just explain to me what a sphere of influence is.
People that know and trust you.
Doreen. I want Doreen to answer. Ms. Baker. Catching you off guard. You weren't ready, prepared. I know you weren't.
I wasn't prepared. The most important people in your life, the people that you spend time with, and people that influence me and that I respect.
Okay. Now,
am I close?
I want your definition. There's no wrong answer. Laura, what's a sphere of influence to you?
To me,
Yes.
Just people who know, like, and trust me.
Okay. Know, like, and trust you.
Mm-hmm.
Now, New Hope. What? Just define sphere.
We'll never hear the end of that.
Only when both you're on the call, which is probably going to be all the time, because Old Hope, or not Old Hope. Sorry.
That's not going to work.
Original Hope. I can have
That's
original flavor and extra spicy. I don't know. They're
Oh,
both.
man. What about
You
episode?
guys meet them; they have the same energy. They're both awesome. When you meet them,
Episode 3 and episode 6.
all right, Ms. Christian, how would you define sphere of influence? Being new to the business, new in this group, and everything.
Well, it's kind of hard because I just had a conversation with David the other day, but he was basically showing me like the little diagram, and so that immediately that came to my mind. So I'm thinking about, your friends and family, but then outside of that, and Dan, you and I talked about that as well. You were saying like for my lists to create for who I know, you're like, think beyond that. Like, dentists, like you work side by side with dental people, like who do you know that's not just your family and your friends? Like, reach out to those people, and it makes sense. Those are the people that I want, because necessarily people my age, most of them aren't buying houses, so it's kind of limiting my spectrum there. But if I go outside of that and I think about my coworkers and things like that, it really gives me a lot more of a bigger picture to look at.
I love that. When we talk sphere of influence, I see this look on some people's face where they just kind of glass over. They're like, I don't have a big sphere of influence. I maybe have 5 or 6 friends. Okay. That's your social sphere. Totally different. Your sphere of influence is the sphere of people you have influence over. Your barista, Tess, would you put him in your social sphere or your sphere of influence?
Sphere of influence.
You're not going to hang out and have drinks with him. Maybe you might, I don't know. He gives you drinks all the time. It's only nice that you receive. But you definitely have influence over him.
What caught my attention is that he asked me where my name came from, and I said, Chess of the D'Urbervilles. And he said, what is that? And I said, it's a classic piece of literature. You've never heard of it? He said, no, but I love to read, and I love to read classics. And so he had me write it down, and he looked it up. He went and ordered a copy, and he's reading it. I'm like, dang.
There you go. So when I say your sphere of influence, guys, now you can think beyond just, and then, like I said, there's not a wrong answer. It's just how you perceive it now. Let's challenge that. Your sphere of influence is the people you have influence over and the people they have influence over. I'm going to use Mike for an example because Mike and I have had the privilege of working the longest together, so I'm a little bit ingrained. How many Christmas cards did you send out last year?
275.
And why did you send out 275 Christmas cards?
Because I ran out of time. It would have been more.
Good answer.
No, just because I wanted to introduce myself to people and reach out and make an impression and be top of mind.
Make an impression, have some influence, right?
Right.
Grow his sphere of influence. Now, Mike, out of those 275 Christmas cards, how many new pieces of business did you gain?
I want to say I picked up probably, as far as new business, I want to say I picked up probably 10 people, but a lot of them are nurturing.
But you're nurturing, you're growing, you have the opportunity, right?
Yeah.
You're gaining influence.
I mean, yeah, exactly.
So out of 275 cards, and these are people that weren't directly in his sphere of influence, they just happened to be in his contact database. He sent out a Christmas card, extremely graphical, very cool. It was a fun card. I still have mine. It's on my wall. He was able to gain an impression that becomes influence.
It's funny because I stopped at Ride Now on 22nd Street one day, and a guy had come up to me, started talking to me about my Jeep because he had a Jeep as well, wanted to, basically just have a conversation about what he should do to it and everything. I got his name and all that. That was the only time we ever met. I sent him a Christmas card. He stopped by my shop just because he appreciated the Christmas card. Not for any other reason. He seen the Jeep, came in, wanted to just talk a little bit more about it. And that actually happened quite a bit. I wouldn't say I garnered business from it, but I mean, I did make an impression with a lot of people. So that it does definitely it puts me on the map. They know that I've made that transition. So
doing something differently, putting a little extra effort into something to expose yourself as an agent, as a human being, as somebody in the community, allowed you to grow your influence to at least 10 people. Now, that was one action. Yes, it was a massive action. It's 275 cards, and I know that he handwrote every one of those envelopes, him and Katie. That was one action. Now, what if you do an action like that once a month?
So I do personal notes sometimes, but I never know if I should put a card in or if it just seems pushy. Sometimes I'm like, I just want to do a note, just, hey, but then,
Let's put it on the group. What do you guys think?
Do it. How good does it feel to have a handwritten card?
I do the cards. I don't know if I should put my business card in the card.
You could always make stickers and put them on the inside or the back too.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Or as your return to address, create a little label with your branding on it.
That's exactly what I was going to say.
Yeah, I have labels with my branding and I throw it on random stuff. So
I was saying, but I had muted myself because of the dogs. I'm in the process of doing the 4-fold, like a regular sheet of paper that folds in half and then folds in half again. And so the front has the design and then there's just a little greeting on the inside, but the branding is on the back printed as part of the thing. So it's the card. What would be on my business card is on the back side.
So Kendra put in Kendra put in a chat that she buys cards from Walgreens and use promo codes and add business info on the cards. If you guys don't have the Honey or Wikibuy apps on your Google, enable those plugins for your Google search. And it'll scrub the internet for discount codes. I've saved $60 on an order. So I got 40 business, I call them my business cards. They're my thank you cards with my business information on. I got 40 of them for $12.
Yeah.
When they're typically, so I ordered $60 worth. Saved, got it for $12, which is the shipping. Got it for free, just shipping. I'm sure they railed me on the shipping a little bit, but whatever. I ordered a thank you gift for a good friend of mine. It's an agent, sends me a lot of deals. I got 80% off because it happened to be on clearance at another website. Clicked on it, bought the same damn thing. So don't be afraid of saving some money. Use some discount codes. But find ways that you can inject your business into things without being overtly like, hey, guess what? I'm a real estate agent. I'm a real estate agent. I'm a real estate agent. You want to buy a house? You want to buy a house? You want to buy a house? Nobody likes that guy or gal. So some takeaways from today. What are some things that you can do tonight, tomorrow, whatever, to start injecting yourself more into the community and bringing some wealth into your life? Crickets, dead silence.
Start your day with affirmations and things go your way. Get dressed and get out.
Get dressed and get out. I like that. Get dressed and get out. Put on your shoes and go to work. What else?
Okay.
Do the activity. Just do it.
Don't think, just do. Push yourself out of your comfort zone.
I kind of wanted to bring up Michael's fact earlier, like about how it's like difficult sometimes to come up with conversation. I kind of found myself in that situation at the gym this morning. I was like working out. I just had my headphones on, you know, and I've seen this guy there every single morning this week. And, you know, it's like you don't say anything. Well, today I had a shirt. It says just do it, but it has, instead of a Nike sign, it has a floss pick because I'm a hygienist, right? And so I get a lot of compliments on my shirt all the time because people are like, it looks weird. It doesn't look like your typical Nike shirt, right? Well, he started talking to me, but I didn't know because I had my headphones on, and I look up and he's like mouthing something, but I don't know if he's talking to me, and I just felt really awkward, and I just did the nod, the smile and nod and walked away. And the whole rest of the time I was at the gym, all I could think was like, how do I come back from that? Because now it's awkward.
Easy. You just make it funny. When you see him next time, be like, hey man, I promise I'm not going to ignore you this time. How you doing today?
It's true.
Make it fun.
I was standing in line the other day for the UPS store to check my mailbox in Sierra Vista. And this lady came up to the Amazon speed booth thing. She had the funniest t-shirt on. It was a stick person holding a stick, and the other stick person was lying on the ground in two pieces, and it had the word "get a spine" or something like that, or "I've got your back." That's what it was. I've got your back. I started laughing, and she could not figure out what I was laughing at. I said, "Your shirt is hilarious." She did not get it. He was wearing a shirt and she didn't get it. And I was falling on the floor laughing.
When you find the humor in it, then you can pass that energy on to the next person you talk to, and watch how how your entertainment becomes engagement for somebody else.
I tried to explain it to her, but
notice how every one of the calls that I've run has an element of humor to it. There's a little bit of fun. There's levity. There's always levity around because it breaks you out of your shell. It gets you out of this discomfort of, I don't know what to say. I'm just going to be on this call. I'm going to listen. I'm going to pay attention. Trust me, I can tell. Even when your cameras are off and you're not participating, I'm going to say stuff and make you smile because it gets you more engaged. And if I really want to see your face, I call you out like I do to Hope all the time. She's probably in her garage sitting on a couch. That's what she does. She's afraid to show her face because she doesn't have makeup on. I don't care. Neither do I.
Yeah, you don't want to see me in the morning.
I don't think you want to see me in the morning with makeup.
Man, I tried. You know what? I'm not really good at contour. I suck at it.
The fact, I don't know what it is.
So find something light-hearted. Keep it in your mind. Find the humor in things. Find the levity in life. Get out of your bubble. Get out of your comfort zone and go introduce yourself to somebody. The only way to grow your business is to grow your sphere of influence. And your sphere of influence is the people you have influence over. And typically, people have influence directly over 5 to 6 other people. So if you have 100 people in your world that you have an influence over, and they have influence over 5 or 6 other people, how many people do you have influence over? A lot. I'm not real good at mathing, but that's a lot. That's like 700 people. Okay? You've heard the term before. Go create some cheerleaders. Tell them what you do. Like Kim said, ask for them to help you. I've seen Kim's business explode in the last couple of months because he got out of his own way and started asking for help from his friends and family. And people he's met. Hey, I really appreciated the conversation we had. Would you help me build my business? Help me help more people. So
Help me help you.
Help me help you. Help me help more people. This is what it's all about. I wake up every morning knowing that I've got to show up because I can't let you guys down.
And I appreciate it, Dan.
Well, that's the thing. My driving force.
Yeah, can I say something about that real quick?
Go ahead, Jesse.
So I'm glad you said that, dude. So think about that. So most things, when we think of ethics and stuff like that, we're thinking outwardly, right? How we treat other people and stuff like that. So what exactly are the ethics that we're talking about? Well, they're non-negotiables. Those are just the things that you have there. Those are your principles that you have in terms of treating other people. Now, how has everybody done that? Has anybody done that with themselves? How has that happened? Has anybody looked inwardly like that and say, what are my personal ethics towards myself? What am I holding myself to? What are my non-negotiables, right? So I'm glad he said that. And for his non-negotiables, letting you guys down. So it's very easy for us to let ourselves down. So why don't we just change the conversation on that if you already have those doubts and make that a non-negotiable for yourself? I'm not going to let myself down today. Today I will succeed. Today I'm doing this for me. Today I'm doing this, whatever. Have a dedication to it, right? So those of us with family, kids, and stuff like that, I get up every day to do what I do because of them. I don't want to let them down. I don't want to let them see struggle. That's why I do what I do. Those are my kind of things. So maybe ask yourself that.
That's a good word.
Jesse, I'm glad you said that. I had this week, I found a little self-talk with myself, and then I said, you know what? You're playing small, so you could do better. So I think we all can do better, and I've been playing small.
I've had the same conversation, Hope. I'm having a tough week and just making the transition over. Kind of a little bit overwhelmed with everything going on, but I have a closing tomorrow and finish up a project and get back on the horse. So.
There's one consistency, guys, that everyone should remember. Right now, as of right this second, you have made it through 100% of your tough times. You have a 100% success rate in beating the shit that got you down. So if you're going through some stuff, even if it's not work related, you want to talk, I got really big ears. Okay? If you want to come to the office and hang out and chat with me, I'll make some time for you.
Jason.
Because your life is more than just real estate.
Yes, Tess.
How are you? How's your studying and test stuff going?
I'm ready. I was going to test, but I'm leaving tomorrow to go pick up my dad's remains. So I talked myself out of taking the test because if I failed, I'd just be pissed off. And then if I pass it, then I'm going to hurry up and get back home. And I feel like I need to get some wind therapy and take my time on this trip. So when I come back, I'll be ready to test.
Yes, sir. The plan we put in place, and he's going to study while he's back and take care of his family. God, family business, right? What you believe in, what you surround yourself with, and what supports it all. That's what God, family businesses is. I am super thankful, each and every one of you guys, for putting in some time and effort and some hope, not to be coy, but put some hope into your lives.
Say old again, please. Say old again.
We got a meeting tomorrow. I need you to be happy. I'm not getting punched again.
Hope one and hope.
Hope 1 and hope 2, yeah. Or hope A and hope B.
Actually, hope A and hope C, but it's okay. No, so remember that. Give your guys some grace. When you find yourself self-doubt, self-sabotage, negative thoughts, remember that conversation we had. You need to ground yourself. And literally, if you need to ground yourself, take your shoes off. Go stand out in the dirt. At night. Don't do it in the day. You'll burn yourself. You'll ground yourself. Return to the source energy. Return to your, we are very magnetic and electricity flows through you. So when you get super negative energy, like you're just full of flush and piss and anger and mad at the world, go take your shoes off and stand in the dirt. Yeah. Give some of it away. So if you're giving it back to the ground instead of somebody else, I think you just changed somebody else's day. Because a harsh word can change somebody's life forever. Oh, that's a pretty puppy, Doreen. That's a big puppy, too.
He says it's dinner time.
Yeah, Mr. Moose is over there sitting on the couch looking at me. He just ate, but something's outside that's got his attention. He keeps jumping on the couch. So force yourselves to get out of the comfort zone. Introduce yourselves in lines. Wear your name tag. Make it easier. Make it a goal every day to hand out 10 business cards. And to do that, you're going to have to strike up some conversations, right? I'm going to take a page out of Danny Roth's playbook. Danny Roth's one of our largest agents. Absolutely, Laura. Wear your name tag upside down. Hey, your name tag's upside down. You just look at it. You're like, no, it's not.
Hey, Dan, I got to correct you on that. He's one of the highest producing. I'm probably one of the largest ones.
Yes, you're right.
Dig it.
He's on a truck size, so he's pretty big. But no, he hands out 20 business cards a day. And he's even said, like, he's been in line. He's like, you know what? I told my wife I'd get rid of all these cards before I get home. Would you mind taking one?
If I go out to eat, sometimes I leave them in my credit card tab thing.
I always leave them. Mm-hmm. I'm pretty sure there's dudes at steakhouse that think I'm hitting on them. Because it served me like 6 times and I always leave a business card, but it's habit. You know what? If I got to take him out to dinner to get a listing, I'm just kidding. I'm not going to do that.
Thank you, Jesse, too, for reminding us to take a good hard look at what we stand for so that we echo that in the morning getting started. Focus
on that. Seriously, that saying is so cliche. If you don't stand for something, you'll fall for anything.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's not falling as in the, being gullible and trickstering. It's literally being pushed over, like falling off of your rock. It's being pushed off of your plan. Yeah. You don't stand for something, you're not grounded. You have no direction. If you wake up in the morning and go, what the fuck am I going to do today? Then you're going to waste the day. How many of us have wasted years? I have.
Yep.
And that's when you wake up every day with purpose. And that's one of our tenements is a life with purpose, right? A life worth living is a life with purpose. What is your purpose for this day? I'm going to change somebody's life today. When I wake up tomorrow, I know that my job is to change somebody's life. And the day after that, I got to wake up and know that my job is to change somebody's life. What are you doing, Moose? My dog is slowly walking across the couch at me. So,
Okay.
I'd love to hear your affirmations in the morning. When you write them down, it makes them real. If you're having negative thought, write them down and rip it up. I don't like calls. It needs to be sent home. So you're not alone. When you join these calls, it's not a stupid question. It's not a stupid response. You're not dumb because you don't know it. If you have not been exposed to something and you don't understand the other side of it, look around the room and look at how many other people are like, oh yeah, that's right. That makes a lot of sense. So participate, show up, give it your all, and just make yourself one hell of a life. Cool?
Sounds good.
Sounds great.
Yep. Absolutely.
Awesome, guys. Thank you for hanging out with me again. I always appreciate you.
Yeah,
I got to double check the
appreciate you,
chat,
Dan.
make sure there's nothing else we need to talk about. Progress, not perfection. You're right, Robin. Progress, not perfection. Mike, are you in your office?
No, I'm at home. Well, home office.
Yeah, Mike's office has a sign behind his desk that says 1% every day. 1% every day. That's all you need. Is if you made 100 phone calls yesterday, and tomorrow you need to make, or today, then you made 100 phone calls today, then tomorrow you make 101. That's how small 1% is. But if you do that every day for an entire year, where are you going to be?
Successful.
Whole lot further than you're at right now. That's for damn sure.
Yeah.
Awesome, guys. Well, go enjoy your family time. I'm not cutting into that too much right now. So,
Did it? Just one more thing before we leave.
yes, sir.
The other day, I made a post about if you saw your life in 10 years was the same as it is today, why would you? And would you be happy about it? So why would you fear change? And that's something that because I started my graphics business 13 years ago, and I had a different picture of where I thought I'd be in 10 years. And I am not there. And that's the reason why I went after my real estate license.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not, sure I'm better than I was back then, but still a long ways to go. So just something to keep in mind.
You're better than you were yesterday, and you're nowhere close to where you're going to be tomorrow.
Thank you, Michael.
Mike, I believe in that full-heartedly, because my goal, and this is kind of weird to say, is to shut Mike's business down.
That's my goal too.
Because I want Mike to do something that he's passionate about, and I know that his end goal is. So share with me your goals. I've only gotten a couple of 411s, and one agent shared with me how uncomfortable it is to be accountable to somebody else. It's powerful. I have a conversation with David Jones today about the production of some of the agents at the other market centers. Do you think that was a fun conversation? No, but I am accountable for your guys' productions. I'm accountable for the entirety of our market centers. So being held accountable puts it real. You can't just walk away going, I did my best, bye. It's somebody else out there saying, I believe in you. I believe you can do more. Show me your goals. I will help you build the road to get there. If you don't know where to go, I'm not just going to build circles. So let's figure it out together, all right? Go do something great or take a nap. It's fine. It's Thursday.
What?